Good morning, everybody. Thank you for joining me today. Do you have any idea what animal that we might be talking about today? Do you notice any clues? Do you see something behind me? You're right. There are a lot of fish behind me. There's some real fish inside of this freshwater tank right here. There's some paper fish taped to the front of the tank. There's another fish too? He's so cute. The rainbow fish is here with us today. He's gonna help us tell a story. Do you know what story it is? I bet you can guess. It's The Rainbow Fish by Marcus Pfister. We're gonna start our day about fish reading this beautiful book about sharing. Later, we're going to do an arts and craft activity where we can make a fish out of a plastic water bottle. And then later today, we're going to do a science experiment where we learn how fish breathe underwater. This fish here with his beautiful shiny scales is going to help us tell the story. A long way out in the deep blue sea, there lived a fish. Not just an ordinary fish, but the most beautiful fish in the entire ocean. His scales were every shade of blue and green and purple, with sparkling silver scales among them. The other fish were amazed at his beauty. They called him Rainbow Fish. "Come on, Rainbow Fish," they would call. "Come and play with us." But the Rainbow Fish would just glide past, proud and silent, letting his scales shimmer. One day, a little blue fish followed after him. "Rainbow Fish," he called, "wait for me. Please give me one of your shiny scales. They are so wonderful, and you have so many." "You want me to give you one of my special scales? Who do you think you are?" cried the Rainbow Fish. "Get away from me." Shocked, the little blue fish swam away. He was so upset, he told all of his friends what had happened. From then on, no one would have anything to do with the Rainbow Fish. They turned away when he swam by. What good were the dazzling, shimmering scales with no one to admire them? Now he was the loneliest fish in the entire ocean. One day he poured out his troubles to the starfish. Do you see the starfish back here? "I really am beautiful. Why doesn't anybody like me?" "I can't answer that for you," said the starfish. "But if you go beyond the coral reef to a deep cave, you will find the wise octopus. Maybe she can help you." The Rainbow Fish found the cave. It was very dark inside, and he could not see anything. Then suddenly, two eyes caught him in their glare, and the octopus emerged from the darkness. "I have been waiting for you," said the octopus with a deep voice. "The waves have told me your story. This is my advice. Give a glittering scale to each of the other fish. You will no longer be the most beautiful fish in the sea, but you will discover how to be happy." "I can't," the Rainbow Fish started to say, but the octopus had already disappeared into a dark cloud of ink. "Give away my scales? My beautiful shining scales? Never! How could I ever be happy without them?" Suddenly, he felt the light touch of a fin. The little blue fish was back. "Rainbow Fish, please don't be angry. I just want one little scale." The Rainbow Fish wavered. "Only one very small, shimmery scale," he thought. "Well, maybe I wouldn't miss just one." Carefully, the Rainbow Fish pulled out the smallest scale and gave it to the little fish. Now he has one. Thank you very much." The little blue fish bubbled away playfully as he tucked the shiny scale in among his blue ones. A rather peculiar feeling came over the Rainbow Fish. For a long time, he watched the little blue fish swim back and forth with his new scale glittering in the water. The little blue fish whizzed through the ocean with his scale flashing, so it didn't take long before the rainbow fish was surrounded by the other fish. Everyone wanted a glittering scale. The rainbow fish shared his scales left and right. So we're going to take some of his beautiful shimmering scales. We're going to give one to the green fish, and then we're going to give one to this orange fish over here. And we're going to give one to this pink fish right here. And we're going to give one to this blue fish right here. Look how beautiful they look. The rainbow fish shared his scales left and right, and the more he gave away, the more delighted he became. When the water around him filled with glimmering scales, he at last felt at home among the other fish. Finally, the rainbow fish had only one shining scale left. His most prized possessions had been given away, yet he was very happy. "Come on, rainbow fish," they called. "Come and play with us." "Here I come," said the rainbow fish, and happy as a splash, he swam off to join his friends. The end. There he is with his one scale left. The rainbow fish. What a beautiful story. What did the rainbow fish learn? How was he different at the beginning of the story than he was at the end of the story? You should talk with your family about sharing and what it means to share and be kind and how to share with your friends. Thank you for reading that story with me. For the next activity we're going to do, the materials that you will need will be a plastic water bottle. You will need some tape. Masking tape works really well, but it doesn't have to be masking tape. It could also be double-sided sticky tape or just some regular Scotch tape. A pair of scissors. These are grown-up scissors, and this will be the grown-up part of the project. Some glue. You could use clear or white glue. A little trick is to just put a little tiny bit into a small container and use a paintbrush for this project. It's going to help glue on your paper a lot easier. And then you're going to want to have some small pieces of paper. It can be tissue paper, it can be construction paper. And then in your kitchen, you might have some foil. Foil works great to symbolize the shiny scales of the rainbow fish. This is optional. You don't need to have the shiny scales. You could also look through old magazines and cut out colorful pieces of paper from a magazine. So what we're going to do with our water bottle is right here around the middle of the bottle, you're going to squish it together and you're going to put tape around it. And I will show you a little bit how that is done. You probably want to take kind of a longer piece, and then you're just going to do this. Start here in the middle and wrap it around, and that will help hold the shape of your fish. And then you're going to take the bottom part of your water bottle and squish it flat like this. Okay? Then, if you want to, you don't have to, you can cut the bottom of the bottle off to shape the bottom part of your fish into a fish tail. I do want to point out that if you do choose to cut it, it might be a little bit sharp here. So just be mindful that that might not be suitable for younger children. It also works to leave the bottom of the bottle on. You'll just have to squish really hard to make it really flat. But you'll want to leave this part more rounded, and this looks like the fish's body. So the next thing you're going to do, once you have your tape and you've squished the tail flat and you've taken off the cap, is you're just going to start applying some glue on the body of the fish like this, and on the tail of the fish, this. And as you go along, you just go ahead and put your paper on like this, and you can overlap them. And once you have the whole thing covered, here I have on this side, then you're going to do glue over the whole thing. The whole thing is going to feel like a lot of glue. You're really gonna put it on there. And that is going to glue down all of your paper flat so that it's not sticking up and peeling off. And then you're going to want to let it dry. Once your fish is dry, then you can add a googly eye. If you don't have a googly eye, that's okay. You can just use cardboard and you can put a little circle here with a little permanent marker to show the eyeball. And then the wonderful thing about these fish is that if you hold them up to a window, the light will shine through and then you'll see all of the beautiful colors. I can't wait to see pictures of your fish. I hope you enjoy. I do want to mention that this activity can be adapted to better suit infants and toddlers. You can just use a flat piece of cardboard in the shape of a fish and they can glue down the paper, or you could give them markers to draw on the scales. For older children, school agers, you can challenge them to raid your recyclable trash can and challenge them to build a fish out of a box or some sort of three-dimensional structure that could look like a fish or any animal. So there's lots of ways that you can take this project and make it more suitable for younger and older children. Thank you for joining us.